Welcome back to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.
We have an immersive learning experience.
I love it.
I love learning in an immersive way to share with you today. And you might have heard, I think it was about a year ago, sometime in the last year, we had a really fun event from our friends and LCMS International Mission that gave you like a really immersive experience to learn about what happens with our missionaries around the world. And they're doing it again.
It's back.
Steph Schulte, Mercy Medical Coordinator for West and Central Africa with LCMS International Mission, is with us today. Steph, thanks so much for being our guest.
Thanks for having me.
It is, it's kind of exciting to hear about this immersive. Is that the right word to describe it?
I think so,
immersive experience?
Yeah.
For folks to learn about what happens in international mission. So Missions Unpacked. Tell us, unpack Missions Unpacked for us.
Okay. So, when everything got shut down by COVID and there was zero traveling, we were like, how can we still get people to interact with missionaries and help them learn more about missions? And we came up with this Missions Unpacked because you don't even have to pack a suitcase. No COVID tests. No, it's very easy to get to these destinations. And so it's an immersive experience where you can learn about all 4 regions where LCMS International Missions has work. There's Asia, Eurasia, Latin America, and the Caribbean, and then Africa. And each week of the program, we focus on a different region, and you could learn a lot about the work that goes on, but also the culture. And so it's sort of like being able to take a mission trip without having to buy a ticket and get a negative COVID test.
That sounds like a very nice thing in this time of our lives right now.
Yes.
Well, and also to also help you think outside of where your own little microcosm that you live in too, right?
Yep.
Because it's easy to do right now.
It is. Yes. So you mentioned 4 regions, but these 4 regions actually cover most of the globe. So you're going to have this experience of all of these different cultures. What are some of the, can you give us any of the specifics? Because these regions are huge, and so there's lots of cultures encapsulated in each of these regions. Are there specific tidbits you can kind of sneak peek for us from these regions?
Well, I can tell you that you can learn how to cook some dishes from different areas. You'll learn about dancing in different areas. Be able to go on a virtual drive across Africa. So
nice.
It's really cool. The content is really cool. And then at the end of each week, we have a live presentation with a missionary on the field. Last time when we did this before, that was kind of our test run, and this is our full-blown, we're really ready this time. And so last time my husband Gary and I were the guest missionaries for the Africa region, and this time it's going to be Shara Osiro and her husband Michael. I hope we'll be able to join her. And I'll get to be the host for that. So, so we'll get to, last time we heard about West Africa. This time you get to learn about a little bit more about working in East Africa. And there are there'll be a live presentation at the end of each week after you've kind of worked your way through the pre-prepared stuff.
Okay, so you mentioned there's a live presentation at the end. What comes before that? How do we get to immerse ourselves in the culture and what's happening in international mission?
So there is a website you can go to register.
international.lcms.org/missions-unpacked. Include that in the program notes today as well, so you can go check those out on the website of the podcast. Yes.
Yeah. And so when you go there, you can register. And we really would like to encourage churches to consider doing this as a group. This can be a group activity. It can also be individuals. And we have a media kit available for any churches or groups that would like that. Which includes like video guides for the supplementary material that's available. Reverend Dan McMiller does a very nice intro video to kind of get us started down the path. We've got a group celebration guide. We have all new speakers. I think I mentioned that already. We have all new speakers this time from what we had last time. So if you participated last time, don't feel like, oh, I've already been there, done that, because this will be a lot of new content.
New and revised version.
Yes.
Sounds super fun. So how does this work with the schedule, with the timing? Do you have to do it all at the same time? And with the live, is it synchronous or asynchronous? These have been the words of the last 2 years.
Good question. And everyone knows those words now. Yeah. So the week prior to the live presentation is all asynchronous. You can go on whenever you have time and look at the different supplemental materials. But the live speaker, it will get recorded. But if you want to be able to interact via chat or asking questions and things, then you'll want to be there at the time. And it'll be a U.S. time zone friendly experience. You don't have to get up at midnight to talk to the people in Asia. So
how kind of them.
Yes.
I don't know. We found it kind of fun staying up late talking with our friends in Asia during work from home.
It was
days.
Very exciting.
That was one of the benefits of working from home was we were able to connect with our missionary friends in Asia and other parts of the world late at night.
What are time zones anyway?
We had no concept of time anyway. So, so during that, so when does this all happen? When is Missions Unpacked?
The dates are January 24th through February 20th. And so the 24th is when everything opens up, and then at the end of that week, I'm sorry, I don't know the exact date, but at the end of that week is when the first live presentation is. Okay,
so we have, so it begins on January 24th. We have a week to really learn about all the things through the website.
Correct.
Okay, so we get access to a website by participating, by registering. Right. And then we get to go online, learn all these fun things on our own time. And then at the end of the week, there's a live experience where we get to interact with a missionary in the field.
Exactly.
How cool is that?
Super cool.
Very cool.
Okay, you mentioned cooking. Who's going to be cooking with us? Who's cooking my food? Oh, wait, I have to cook it myself?
You have to cook it.
Yes.
Oh, man.
No one's coming to your home to cook for you.
Oh, I thought that was part of the experience. So any hints what culture we're going to be cooking in? Do we know?
My understanding is at least 2.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Wow.
But I don't want to spill too many beans. So.
Beans. Wait, was that a hint?
I mean, that could be any of them.
Yes. Cultures, isn't it? So there are a lot of things that we get to do on our own time, during those weeks, but then have that live experience to interact with and ask questions in chat during the live. I assume, is it Zoom? Is that how we'll be meeting with the...
Yes, yeah. And it'll be, it will be the same link all 4 weeks.
Okay.
Because
nice.
Sometimes, it gets confusing if you have to get a different link, but the Zoom webinars are all linked, so it'll just be the same Zoom you click on. Yeah.
And you pointed this out, we've all become experts with how to connect virtually on Zoom and other platforms as well. But talking about our missionaries, these are the folks who know how to communicate virtually. They do it nonstop.
Yeah, you had to have a crash course in that over the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So, did we talk about how this might be different than the last time? Did we already talk about that? I'm sorry if I missed that.
A little bit, that there's more material available. Like we didn't have the video guides last time, and we did not have the group celebration guide, which that's really cool if you are doing this with a church group. Or even just a bunch of friends, or like your Bible study, home group, or whatever, if you want to do this. And then you can get a hold of this celebration guide, and that'll help you walk through like different activities you can do. There's more information there, different activities you could do, different, things to kind of bring home more information about the cultures, questions there. And then there's a Bible study book or part to it, where they have questions about what did you see in the video, how does this apply to the LCMS, International Mission 7 priorities, things like that. So,
And you mentioned there were more or different missionaries that people will be able to meet.
yes, it's all new live missionaries this time. The people who did it last time are serving as the hosts, so you will see a familiar face. But yeah,
I gotcha.
So,
Can you sneak peek any of those people? I know you said Shara.
Shara, yeah. And I know the Sharps from Black.
They're fun.
Yeah. I don't know for sure who the other name is.
Just have to show up and find out.
Yes.
Well, it's also a month out, so we know that.
Well,
I know it's been decided. I just don't know who they are right off the top of my head. So.
international.lcms.org/missions-unpacked. We got that, and that'll be in the notes today as well. And obviously, you can Google Missions Unpacked as well, LCMS Missions Unpacked, and you can find that as well. And anything else we need to know about registering? You said congregations, groups, individuals, anyone really.
Anyone is welcome. All are welcome. And I really encourage you to join because it really is a very unique opportunity to learn about the work that the LCMS has going on all around the world. So,
is there a fee or a cost associated with this?
No
It's a
cost.
free event. You get to
Yes.
travel virtually and learn and really to meet our international missionaries as well. Steph, thanks so much for spending some time with us today, and so excited to hear another Missions Unpacked happening right around the corner. Again, you want to register very soon. Is there a window to register? Do you know?
Well, at least before the 24th, which we're coming up on.
Very soon, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us on the Coffee Hour today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Golseth.
The Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO. To support the Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit KFUO.org. You can also text KFUO to 41444 or send an email to gifts@KFUO.org. And you can call us at 800-844-0524. KFUO. Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.